great day, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome to your January 2021 spread. Hello, y'all. We're here. We did it. So, last month we were talking about restoring and replenishing. This month we are talking about coming back to life. All right? And literally can't make this up. Regenerate. All right, we're regenerating, right? We are literally, this woman is painting herself in new color, right? This is the monkey mind, now a servant to the spirit, right? Not letting the ego run the show, but letting it assist us, helping, letting our ego help us paint and color our reality the way that we desire, right? And so again, we're going to be looking at this theme of coming back to life. In relation to our own soul growth, inner transformational work, when it comes to our services and our creations, and also what it means to come back to life and regenerate our relationships. Okay, so let's get into it, y'all. So when it comes to the soul and the self, last month, if you guys recall, and I am going to be looking at my trusty dusty, why do I call it dusty? I'm going to be looking at my laptop. We talked about, for the soul and the self, we talked about allowing the breakthroughs, right? Allowing a spiritual and physical reset, letting ourselves cry and grieve. This month, coming back to life looks like telling ourselves the truth with this Ace of Swords, with this clear quartz crown. It feels like the sword of truth, the sword of honesty, the sword of absolute clarity, right? Cutting through the deception of the Seven of Swords, right? If we look at this far away, it's kind of, even if you look at it, especially when you look at it in person, guys, you can barely see these two swords in the back. So what are these things that you're not telling yourself the truth about? What are you not bringing into light, right? And this is about yourself. This is about the inner, the self-dialogue, the self-inquiry that we are needing to do this month. It's about making things known, bringing things into the light. Stop lying to yourself. Like I said in my Instagram post a couple days ago, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself about what you really want. Stop lying to yourself about what you require. Stop lying to yourself about what you want to create. Stop lying to yourself about the relationships that you want, right? The type of relationships that you want, your needs that you have. My beautiful sister Nina just shared a video. She says, you need what you need. Stop lying to yourself that you don't need what you need. Plants need water. Plants need soil. Plants need sun. And they just need it. I need that. Okay? I need that. And that's the truth, right? And there's no shame. We all want different things, but the point is to tell ourselves the truth so that we can align and attract the things that are ready to resonate with that which we need, with that which we require, with that which we desire, right? Coming out of invisibility mode and making ourselves seen and heard, and we have to do that first inside, right? We got to do the honesty. We got to be clear and we have to be absolutely clear and absolutely honest and transparent with ourselves before we can be honest in the things that we create, before we can come to our lovers and our friends and our family about, hey, you know what, this season I need this, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. Get excited about the fact that when you're absolutely honest, that you're going to get those needs met, right? I have a pattern of getting what I need. And that's on what? Winnie the Pooh. All right. Now let's talk about coming back to life in our creations. And I do want to pause here and read the Come to Life. I love this deck, the Sacred Rebel Oracle deck. It says, you are the most sacred of all sacred artworks. You are bringing yourself to life now, and this is how it must be. You must support yourself and have courage during this process. Your monkey mind is not to run the show. It might have a lot to say, and at times it seems very convincing, but it is not the one in charge. You're the one with the paintbrush. You're the one working with the universe. You're the one venerating your ancestors. You're the one in the kitchen. You're the one having these conversations. You are the one who's dreaming, right? Your mind can inspire you with ideas. However, it is the real you that speaks through your rebellious, sacred heart and is living your life, not the monkey mind. The mind is not much more. Okay, anyway, I want to read this next part. Beneath habitual thoughts, right? And sometimes our habitual thoughts are the habitual lies that we tell ourselves, right? Beneath these habitual thoughts, there is a deep, sensual, creative, and energetic awakening happening to you. It is so far beyond what the mind is now capable of controlling. Your mind can't even conceptualize what the universe and your ancestors have in store for you. I love it for us, truly. It's like, mind, you're so cute. I love my mind. I love how I think. I love how I process. Sometimes it's a little bit problematic. Sometimes she's very insecure, right? I love my mind, but it cannot even control what's about to unfold in my life. And how exciting to release that control. Others might not like it because it shakes things up. Coming to life tends to do that. However, it is happening now. Your world is happening now. You are coming to life now. And the only real choice you have to make is how to deal with it. All right? So how do we deal with this coming to life and how it is going to affect how we create, how we process, how we dream, how we produce? And Spirit's advice, the Fool card. Aries energy from your Aries tarot reader, okay? So really, if you guys are feeling a creative nudge, please book with me. I have a creative block tarot reading, y'all, what? I have a creative block tarot spread that we can do together. Okay, so I love that this Aries energy is coming out, right? In order to regenerate your creations, you have to leave what is not working, right? The Fool packs light, right? She has a little knapsack and she's going over the cliff, right? That is the medicine, is to pack light, release the concepts and the beliefs and the processes and this is how it should have been. That is no more. We have to yield to the reality of the situation. That's one of the cards in this deck, is yield to reality, and that's what I keep hearing here. When we're coming back to life, we have to also be aware of the reality of the situation. Yes, I can only work from home. Yes, I can't meet and see my family right now, but how can I still regenerate and make something magnificent? I think this is such an incredible time to create in what feels like a box, and like the way that we are about to the things that we are about to create from this confine is going to be talked about for generations, right? And so I love this for us, and I love this present moment of right now. And Spirit also said magic is immediate, and what this feels like for me is magic is what you have right now. I don't care that you can't go to the library and go to Starbucks like you used to. It doesn't matter. What you have now is the present moment, and that's all magic is in the present moment, in your intention, in your belief right now, in your dreaming right now, in your imagination right now. I kind of want to read this. Let's see what it says. Magic will be detectable within moments of seeking it. Follow when found. The place it guides you to may divert your attention from something else that was not producing a magical result for you at this time, right? Fool card, right? It's diverting your attention from that which was into what is right now, what you have right now, the resources, God of Pentacles, the resources right now, the support right now, the investments right now. What do you have at your disposal right now that you can choose to multiply and move? I can't make this up, y'all. The Fool, the God of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands came out, right? You cannot bottle magic or decide which form it will appear, but it is the most reliable force in the universe. You cannot bottle magic and decide which form it will appear. Come on, somebody. But know that it is immediate. Know that you have the magic that you require. Use them candles, use them herbs, use your prayers, right? What do you have available to you right now? You do not have to have $1 million. You do not have to have capital investment, but what you have, all you have is the magic of right now. That is all you have. So use it. All right? That is what we're coming into when we're talking about coming back to life in our creations. Yes. All right. And then I wanted to read this as we move into talking about regenerating the relationships closest to us, okay, guys? So, to come into your sensuality, you will need to anchor your experiences. You may be blessed with relationships that are conscious enough to be interested in your journey in a constructive way rather than controlling or undermining. If so, talk, converse, share. If you do not have these relationships, then you will need to be more resourceful in how you support yourself through your awakening process, at least until you attract some more conscious connections into your life. It is likely that these connections are already on their way just because you are working with the energy of this oracle deck, right? When you move with the magic of this moment, when you yield to the reality and face the truth of who you are, when you tell yourself the truth about what you want to create, and who you wish to have in your life, where you want to live, who you want to be, when you tell yourself the truth, right? When you release what is no longer useful, when you decide to commit to right now, thank you, past. I can't work with that energy anymore. Here we go, Fool card, new journey, first card of the tarot, okay? We are starting anew in our creations. When you do that, you then align yourself with the connections and the other support that you need, right? It all starts with telling yourself the truth first, though. Sorry, my hair is like shedding. It starts with telling yourself the truth, right? Let's see. The message of this oracle is be alive. Don't imagine you can go back to sleep. You are too awake for that now. If that ain't Saturn's medicine, right? Saturn, the planet, tells us about the constructs, the boxes that we find ourselves in. But in that boxing in, right, when we talk about astrology and how aspects are squared, it's an initiation more than I don't even want to say challenge. It's an initiation like, ooh, well, how do I create in this box? Right? How do we create magic in this box? How do we build fruitful relationships when we are in such a far distance, right? What are we putting in between that distance? What are we putting into these creations now that we are in such confine, right? But we're never confined. You are too awake for that now. There is no falling back into old ways. If you do so, it will be short-lived and it won't feel the same as it used to. It won't even feel good. So that's why we need the Fool's energy to just, girl, if you don't just keep it moving. You may grieve this. You will certainly eventually celebrate it. You have crossed the threshold from an old way of being in an old life, and try as you might, you cannot return. It is better to let go, grieve if needs be, celebrate if needs be, or do both and move on into this magic moment. Okay, hold on. Okay, come on. A tune is coming alive, okay? Y'all know I'm silly. There is another adventure awaiting you now. You need a deeper connection to your own instincts, body, feelings, and intuition so that you can receive this new calling. Ashe, 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 ashe. You need a deeper connection to your intuition. What did I say? Clear quartz, clarity, crown chakra, clarity, third eye, having connection, being like, what's really going on here? But you know what I mean? What's really going on here? Listening to your body, listening to your emotions and letting them move you, listening to your intuition and letting it move you despite what you are seeing, despite all these restrictions. Receive this new calling. You can trust in it too. Embrace it and it will embrace you. Embrace this new visions that you've created, right? I told you guys, once you forgive yourself, now you can create the new visions. Embrace those new visions and it will embrace you. Embrace those new visions and these connections that are coming in to manifest, and they're coming fast, guys. With the Son of Swords here, they're coming fast. I might have to split this video in two, so I'm gonna do that and we'll talk about the relationships on the next one. Right, so continuing on talking about our relationships, regenerating our relationships. Connections are coming in fast when you move, right? Literally right after the Eight of Wands. I'm trying to see. Literally right after the Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, right? Because you're moving with the energy. You're moving with the Fool card energy, that Aryan energy of let's just do it. Let's just be the first ones to do it. Let's just go. Let's just pop off. You know, I'm feeling the movement, right? To go. And so these connections are going to move as soon as you do, right? Does that make sense? The connections are going to be attracted to you once you're moving in the spirit of these new visions, right? Magician card here. I just feel like these are going to be very resourceful relationships coming in, and that you're going to need to be open to the fact that any sort of triggering that's happening, mirror, mirror, what are they teaching you about you, right? Everyone is you. We are all interconnected. People are triggering us because they remind us of us, or there's an energetic blueprint here, and that's why we have come into connection with one another. And so, okay, let me pay attention here, right? I'm definitely feeling like some conflict resolution is coming up in our relationships this month with the Five of Swords and the Two of Swords. Again, honesty. Clearing the air. Everyone's coming in with their opinions, or this is how I saw the situation. Well, this is how I saw the situation. And I think it's really, really important when we're talking to each other, when we're relating to one another, is to not be accusatory and say, very importantly, this is how I received these words, these actions, rather than you did this. This is how I received it. Ashe. Yeah, so December really had us going through a dark night of the soul. Remember I told you guys allow the breakthroughs when it comes to the self last month. So we went through those dark night of the soul. We started to realize some patterns, right? We started to realize some triggers, right? We got into new connections with people, and things that we thought that we dealt with were coming back up, right? And so we cried, we grieved, we started, and again, there's still some honesty that's needed here. There's still some honesty that's needed here so that you really can work through and have these fruitful relationships, but it starts with honesty. And then all will be forgiven. And you guys can write new stories for yourselves, relating even deeper to one another because you've been vulnerable, because you've been transparent, because you haven't been accusatory, and you've just been very vulnerable about, well, this is how I receive that. And then sometimes even, yes, I feel breakthroughs happening as you guys are speaking, as you're speaking truth, as you're speaking, I'm feeling this deep connection from my heart to my throat. You're realizing, oh wow, like as you're speaking, all of these connections are being made, and you're like, oh wow, I'm experiencing it like this because of my childhood. And then you're gonna have compassion for yourself, and then of course then them, because you're like, dang, they ain't even mean it like that. It's just a narrative that I've played in my head, and so now when I've been confronted with it, I tagged on, oh they don't like me, they're rejecting me, I'm not enough, right? Instead of, oh, this new, you know what I mean? They have their own narrative and experience. I just really feel some resolution happening here through honest conversation, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to get too deep because y'all know how I be. Y'all know how I be. I love you guys so much. I'm gonna pull one more card for us. Where are there? Okay, there they are. All right, I just want to pull one more card. I love my spirit animal deck. All right, guys. I want to end this by saying you can book personal readings with me on my website. I will actually be opening up my books a little bit more. I'm going to have a little bit more availability before I move to Vegas. I will be having a new Reiki class at Haji Healing Salon every third Sunday. That should be announced soon. Let me not talk too much about it. And also, yes, you can book Reiki and tarot readings with me. I will be going by a new moniker soon, and I guess Spirit wants me to tell you guys about it now, soon. I am the Sensual Shaman. All right, that is me. That is I. I'm very, very excited about the rebranding that's going to be coming with it. A dear friend is going to be helping me, and I'm so excited to work with him. And yeah, come into this newness, come into this embodiment of who I am, which is a shaman who is playful, who is connected to nature, who is always listening, who is always looking for the higher lesson. Yes, that is me, always searching for the higher lesson. I see myself now as a sort of elder in a sense, right? But still so youthful, so playful. Sister Shaman's father, Abba, always calls me the little girl. She's like, "How's the little girl?" Right? And I sort of love that. And I've been playing with the idea of the playful shaman or something like that. But I feel like the shaman in its very nature is playful. It is always playing and delighting with nature and the things around it, right? And so that is why I'm calling myself the shaman, which is funny because the Raven shaman card came up. So I feel called to share this with you all now, this new embodiment, this coming into, right? Like, yeah, I am an authority. Yeah, I am. And then the sensual shaman, because I am in the midst of my cosmic sexuality course. I have found deep healing through ayahuasca and working with shamans and healing my own sexual trauma. And most of my liberation has come through relationships and the dynamics that I've had in the BDSM partnerships and my own self-masturbation and healing practices. So I have been feeling the sort of culmination of my masturbation practice and my Reiki practice and the energetic healing of both, and what can we really do. And I know I am only scratching the surface, but I feel like this renaming of myself, the sensual shaman, will attract and move even more resources, even more connections that will help me fill up this practice, help me tighten it up, firm it up, so that I can share my insights and some healing with you all. So I think that by renaming ourselves, by saying very clearly, Spirit, this is the work that I want to do, even before it seems like, well, the sensual shaman, have you talked about sex enough on your page? I really haven't. I haven't talked about sex very much, but I don't think that means that I'm not in a place to talk about it now, right? And so I'm going to rename myself the Sensual Shaman. You guys will see it across my YouTube and my platforms soon. And yes, this is going to be an abundant year, you guys. It's going to be so incredible. It's going to be so fruitful. It's going to be so sensual. And I can't wait to share all of that with you all, okay? Yeah, that's what Spirit wanted me to say. I love you guys so much. I was like, girl, just wait until you got the new pictures and stuff. You know, you want it to be like a full launch, but it's okay. I'm full right now. Y'all heard me. I will see you guys on the next one.